So second stage reconstruction after a DIEP flap or a PAP flap or using your own tissue generally involves removing the skin paddle that was left. If you have any areas of fat necrosis, we will remove those. If the flaps are still too large, we'll reduce them. We'll lift the breasts if they're too small. Sometimes we'll also do fat grafting. We'll liposuction areas and fat graft into them. If there's any issues with the abdomen, if there's any bulges, sometimes we'll have to reinforce that with mesh. Sometimes we have to revise scars, whether it be on the thigh from a PAP flap or the abdomen for a DIEP flap. But other than the general risks of bleeding, infection, and wound complications, there is the risk of asymmetry, especially if we're matching a reconstructed breast to a natural breast, whether it being that breast is being lifted, augmented, or reduced. There is a risk you're going to be too large. There's a risk you're going to be too small. Sometimes at the second stage we'll put an implant in as well to add the volume. So there's risk if you are getting an implant, there's a risk of associated with implants. There's a risk of something called capsular contracture, where your body forms a scar capsule around the implant, which normally happens, but sometimes that capsule can get firm and distort the breast, and sometimes it can become painful, especially if you've had previous radiation there. There's a risk of fluid collections. There's a risk of adverse scarring. We tell everyone the risk of scarring is 100%. You will have scars. The only thing we can guarantee about the scars is that you're going to have them. We'll have you on a scar regimen to try and minimize the appearance of it, but there are going to be scars. But there are always risks with every procedure of needing a revision procedure if it doesn't heal the way we want it to heal.